Well, g'day, tubes. How's she hanging? So, just on the iPhone today, holy cow, I just had another one of those busy days where things just kept piling and piling and piling, and I didn't get a chance to actually do anything really for you guys. So, started doing a little bit of work on the bucket here, nice and cool finally. Oh, no, I'm just kidding. It's cool. That's good. I'm just tricking you. But anyways, doing some work, making... Let's look at this bucket here, making these little guys here. So when the big pin goes through, you pin through there, and that holds your pin from falling out. So I started making them, and we got one going here. This is one of these pins that does not want to just open, so it's one of those ones that snap your finger shut. Anyways, so we got one made here. This is the what do they call this stuff? It's basically what you weld on the end of a rod, so that would kind of go, you know, whatever. That's actually longer, and I've cut this off here, but they're usually fairly long, and then you weld it onto the rod. There's a name for them, but anyways, that's what I'm using for that. So we got one there. This will get welded on the bucket, and then the pin, you know, goes through and holds the bucket on. So I do have a little bit of play, but that's okay. I don't sort of mind that too much. That should work pretty good. It's going to make it a little floppy, but you know, that's really not too bad. I don't mind that because that'll be some room for some grease, right? So what else? So yeah, I started making these guys, got one done, and my stepfather came over. I had to help him, and then I had a bit of lunch. Then then my vault showed up for today. So then I had a bit of lunch after we set that up, and then the funeral come in. Then I had to fill the funeral in. Then I had to start digging another one for tomorrow, and then now we're outside and it's black, so I pretty much am done. I have to go home. So, but anyways, I got one there. I'm gonna do some more of these hopefully tomorrow. I've got well, let me think here. I could almost, I've got my other hole here, and I actually did try mounting the curl on this one, and it didn't really seem to make any difference at all. So it might give you a little more push power because it's back further. It might push more. It might be a little faster, but as in curl wise, in or out, it didn't make any difference. It was the same both ways. So anyways, I got to make another one here. Don't know if I've left myself enough room for another one there if I ever want to use this hole. Ooh, it's going to be awful tight. I might have to shave the one side to get it to fit in there, but it did mount in here. I did change it and mounted it in there, and it worked pretty good. Like it, you know, mounted in. It's a bit tight here, so I might plasma cut that right off smooth there on both sides, square that up again, plasma cut that, and then what else was there here? Oh yeah, where this thing curls around, it was kind of coming and hitting here, so I might plasma cut a little out of there too, just to give it a little more clearance. Other than that, it was good. I was pretty happy with it. So something's, I don't know, it's probably going to work fine and then work good and stuff. It just, something doesn't look right to me. Maybe because I made these sides too big. They could have probably been smaller. I don't know. She'll hold a lot of dirt though. She should be good. I think what it is though, I don't know. It's pretty much the exact same. But when I look at this one, I guess it's maybe the teeth that are throwing me off. That I'm thinking it looks longer. But that's not what I want. That's totally not what I wanted. I wanted shorter. So what I got, I think, is going to be perfect. But you know what? I won't really know until I give her a shot and try her out. Try digging with her. But overall, I think everything is good. Just going to put that there. That's the thing there. So that thing would get welded on the end of a rod. So like on here, right? And then you'd put your pin kind of through. So this would get welded where this is welded kind of thing. So I got a few of these. These are 1 inch. Now the funniest thing ever, these pins are 1 inch. They fit in this perfect. Got these pins here that Iron Man gave me that are 1 inch. They fit through my bucket perfect, but they absolutely will not go through that, and I don't know why. You can see the grease line on her there. That's as far as I could get her pushed through. Now there is rubber seals on the ends here, so maybe it's that. I don't know. I could not get that in though, but I'm thinking, I got, you know, extra pins if I need them. They're sweet, but no, couldn't do her. So it looks like I got this thing supported, so it's actually putting a lot of extra weight on it there when it's out that far. So maybe I'll drop this down. Oh, it's one of them goes on its own kind of things. So there we go. It's about as far as she's going to go on gravity, I guess. Sweet. So, drill pressed this pin dewey thing here on the drill press, and it worked fine. No slippage today, but I guess I was running her a bit too big the other day. Maybe that's why we were having problems with the old girl here. But it seemed, oh boy, it is chewing up these belts though. Or maybe that's just the stuff coming off. I don't know, it's hard to say. I don't know, I'm not really crazy on their mount thingy there. Now I can't get this closed. There. But yeah, anyways, I got one here ready to start. I got to change back to my smaller bit. I was kind of stepping it up a little bit at a time. Oh, that's not too good. And I think I ended up at 1/2 inch. So let me see, what did I start with? I think it was this guy here. So we'll start that drill. I'll do this tomorrow, though I'm pretty much out of time today. Sorry for that. And yeah, I really need to clean up my drill press table because there's a lot of bits in here I'm not really sort of using. I think I went to that guy next, and then right to the 1/2 inch. So sweet. That we will accomplish tomorrow, but I don't think. Let me see here. I could probably get one made for this other one here too, but I don't think they're both going to fit side by side there. Oh crap, it might just. It might just. Haha, sweet. But I guess, you know, I could put it on the other side too. It doesn't have to be on that side. Just put the pin in the other way and then put the thing on there. So there we go. So that one will go there. This pin needs to come over a little bit. Here. No, that's too much. And away we go. So that should work really good. That'll hold, you know, the pins from wanting to flop out. And then I guess we'll get her, you know, take the grinder to it a little bit and try to smooth things off a little bit. These aren't too bad here. I've sort of mostly already done them on the grinder there. And I got to cut that edge down here. Probably use the big grinder for that. And I don't know how I'm going to get the slag off of here, if I even do bother. Give her some priming, I guess. And I guess we'll give her a shot of that orange paint. Sort of match the, you know, match everything. See how well she does match when we get her painted. Hopefully it's pretty good. I don't really like painting stuff like this, though, because I know how long it's going to last. Like, look at, well, this bucket's been used a little bit. I guess that paint's lasted so far pretty good, but it doesn't take long to burn it right off, you know. Right along this edge here, of course, is already gone, but I don't know. It looks kind of silly not painted, but then it's all tore off and wore off from using it, then it looks silly again, so I guess you just paint her again. But anyways, there we go. So that is bucket project, and I wish I could have had more time to work on it today, but we ran out of time, which sucks. So anyways, tomorrow, hopefully we'll get working on it. And I don't know if I did show you this. I got the rest of my, I think I did show you this the other day, the rest of the racking in, so I got that job to work on too. Short little rack, and look at the size of the banding they use on this stuff. Holy frickin' crap. That's like a huge banding clip there too. That stuff's probably, it's gotta be an inch wide anyways. I do have a measure tape. It's definitely more than a 3/4 inch, this stuff. It is, well, 1.25 inches. Holy freaking crap, a little overkill, eh? But yes, that's the rest of the racking, so this will be enough for 2 boxes per. So I got to weld on one of the square doowees there, the square dooey there, and then that's for the one wall that it's too long, or it's too short for 8-footers. So we got all these, I guess they're 5s. I don't have my better tape measure here. I guess they're 5s. Looks like they're around 5 foot maybe. Something like that anyway. So that's another project I got to work on too, but I'm not super pressed now to have these done. We got the other ones all in ready to go, and I still don't have anybody in there yet, but yeah, so anyways, I guess we'll shut her down for the night, and I'm going to head her out. And sorry I couldn't get you anything more better together today, but tomorrow hopefully we'll do a little bit drilling. And fitting those things on, and ready to weld that together. Get that done, and then get the grinder out, I guess, give her a little bit of sanding off, clean it off, and then try to get a bit of an edge cut on that thing. I don't want to go like a crazy wicked edge, but just tame her down a little bit maybe, eh? So yeah, but anyways, I guess that's it. Thanks again for hanging in with me and hanging out with me. We'll just turn this maybe down a bit. We don't need a whole lot of heat on it here tonight. Just, whoa, oh frig. Holy crap, it's really dark out here. There we go. And I gotta take this insulation back, apparently. Like, I don't have the receipt for it. Well, it's in the office, but it's already been processed and paid, so I can't really use that to take it back. But she says there that, well, if you paid for it on your Chargy card thing, we can just look it up through that, and then you can just bring it back with the receipt. I'm like, sweet! So I've actually got one more somewhere too. I think it's on the rack in the back there, but I'm not going to use this stuff now, and it's like, you know, 40 bucks a frickin' dooey here, so it adds up quick. But anyways, good idea too about adding another leaf from the old leaves into this. Take maybe, oh, I don't know. See, I guess what you could almost do is cut these off of each end, use that, and maybe even the next guy in or something. I don't know. Actually, the vault guy that was here today, he's doing vaults now. He used to work at a spring shop, he said, for like 30 years or something like that, or 28 years or something. He worked at a spring shop. So I asked him, I'm like, oh, okay, what kind of bolt is this in the middle? I'm like, is that like a grade 8 real hard bolt? He's like, no, just normal bolt. I'm like, oh, really? Okay. I thought I would have had to have like a real strong bolt there. He's like, no, all that's doing is just holding them from falling off. You know, it's getting squished together by the clamps, the U-bolts, and held together like that. That's just holding it together when you take it apart and take it off like this I got now, right? So I'm not really too sure what these things are supposed to do, but this thing's falling off. I guess that's supposed to hold that too, but then what else did I ask? He mentioned something about well, I had this big trailer full of dirt. Remember I showed you that yesterday, and I was showing him that, and he's like, whoa, there's a major problem here. I'm like, really? Why? He's like, the very back, like at the back of this trailer where that mount is there, he says they've welded that on the wrong spot. I'm like, what? That's a factory built trailer. He's like, oh yeah, it should have been like way back here, where this one's like up here, so it's like bending it, he's like totally the wrong way. I'm like, oh, well, that's not much good. So, but he's like, oh yeah, just add some leaves into it. I'm like, yeah, good, but I'm more thinking of this guy. I'm not really too concerned about that other big trailer, but I'm thinking this guy for when we load the feller up. But some of these come up with that idea too, so we might have to tear these apart and then tear those off, and then, but the only problem is I have no idea where I am going to find U-bolts that size, longer. I cannot probably get them anywhere around here. Now, I don't know what hardness or grade those are. They're probably not that hard. I could probably make some. Basically just have to bend it around a tube and you know, have to heat them probably. I don't know if that's such a good idea because that'll probably weaken it. But basically the way I've got it set here, it's just basically holding the spring in the right spot. It's not holding weight. Now if it was the other way, yeah, you'd maybe not want to do that, but because it would be pulling down, right? Like if I put the axle above, it would be pushing down and pulling on those things real hard, where now it's just kind of pushing on the axle itself. So I think we could probably get away with it, but I don't exactly know how I'm going to do that. I'm going to maybe look around for some U-bolts, some longer U-bolts, but there's really nowhere around here we can get that. Princess Auto has U-bolts, but then you end up getting into like bigger, thicker size bolts, right? Longer, yeah, but thicker, which is fine, but then I'd have to make up a whole new plates for the top where they go through. So I'm like, oh man, I'm into a lot of fab here all of a sudden, you know. I have to make bolts, I'd have to make whatchamacallums, plates on the top. Oh, I don't know. I don't know, but anyways, that's some springy action for you. We'll have to maybe think about that. He's like, yeah, the only thing you need is just to make sure that they, you know, fit in between, you know, the axle carrier and the top plate. So I'm like, oh, well, that should be easy. But yeah, that's probably something we could do. Just chop the eyelets off of them, and then use this one here, and then maybe the next one down even. I don't think I'd go to this one, but because the other one's got 1, 2, 3, and then 4 or something in it, in these new ones. So, but I would give her a little bit more spring action. So yeah, that or solid mounter like somebody has mentioned too, but I don't know if I really want to do that or not. Honestly, I really don't know why you need springs on it, but anyways, it's not like you're sitting back there riding it and it's got to be a nice ride. Like, I don't think the machine cares whether it's bouncing around or not, but anyways, that's the way she goes. So I'm gonna head her out. You guys have a good night. See if I get this door open, and we'll catch you tomorrow.